Hey folks, Dan Slobodin from First Strike Athletics. Today I'm going to share with you an excellent drill to help you develop your accuracy. Alright, so what we're doing in this drill is we're going to be taking off our shin guards, we're going to be throwing kicks, round kicks to the body, we're going to be throwing knees, and we're going to be throwing push kicks or teeps. The purpose of this drill is twofold. We're going to make sure we're being accurate with where we're landing with our weapon. We're also going to make sure we're being accurate with where we're landing our weapon on our target. So to compare this, when we throw a punch, we want to make sure that we land with these two knuckles. But sometimes when we put on big gloves, we don't always feel exactly that we're landing, that we can kind of hit on other spots and not really notice it because our hands are covered in protective gear. It's the same thing with our shin guards. We keep our shin guards on, we're throwing kicks that aren't the most accurate, we're hitting the elbow or whatever, but we don't notice it or we don't care because we have shin guards on, it's protected. We take the shin guards off and all of a sudden it's a different story. You're going to be a lot more aware of where you're landing. So I want to make sure I'm not landing with my foot, I'm going to make sure I'm not kicking elbows. So with my training partner, we're going to be standing in front of each other, we're going back and forth, one for one. We're just going to cover up, get our elbows and our hands nice and tight against our body, let the other person go. They're going to try and find that space, okay? Now you can make it a little bit easier for them when they're first starting by having your elbows out slightly and make it a little bit easier, but eventually you want to make it harder for them. You want to get the elbows in nice and tight so they really have to find those little gaps. Another little tip is you make sure that your shirt's tucked in so they can see where your belt line is, and they can find those little gaps between your elbow and your belt line or your waistline where they can be landing the round kick. Same thing with the knee and the push kick. The push kick's pretty easy because our arms are here, push kick going right down here. You could also kind of try and sneak them in underneath the elbow with like an oblique kick or something like that as well. So as always, I'll show a little excerpt from one of my classes where you can see us doing this back and forth, and we'll take it from there. I'm just gonna cover up. Very good. Just gonna cover up, I'm gonna have my hands up nice and high, elbows nice and close to my body, I'm not gonna move. Casey's gonna try and land a teep, a knee, or a round kick to my body. And we have these kind of reactions where we wanna like block it for them or make it easier for them. Try to not do that. So I'm just gonna stand here and Casey's just gonna throw a kick or whatever he wants, boom, just like that, okay? Now I'm gonna throw one. So my goal for this, obviously we're not going for power, I'm trying to get accuracy. So I'm gonna try and find that little space underneath this elbow where I'm gonna try and land my shin or step in and land my knee up the middle or whatever. Okay, or the teep. The teep's gonna be the easiest one, so those are simple. So maybe do a couple of those first until you feel comfortable with it. Then try the round kicks and the knees after that. And we just go for one. So boom, right back to here. Boom, good. Boom. Okay. If you notice that their guards are real tight, you can still kick their arms too, so that's a good target to go for sometimes. But ideally, we're trying to get underneath and just find those little gaps, right? In case he throws a kick, I'm not gonna make it easier for him by doing that, like that, right? And I'm also not gonna flinch and block it. Just gonna stand right there. Boom, good. Boom. If you catch an elbow, yeah, I just caught a little bit of an elbow there. That's it, just back and forth. Really too, make sure the placement of your attack, like with your shin, make sure you're using your shin. Right foot. Okay. All right, so that's the drill. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a little note here, I actually got this drill from a Kevin Ross seminar about 6 years ago. In 2016, he was here doing a seminar. He showed us a lot of great drills. This is one of the ones that I immediately liked right away. I started using it with my class right away, and I still use it, 6 years later. Still a great drill to have. We usually use it as a warm-up drill. You can also use it as a cool-down drill at the end of your classes where you're not really focusing on speed and power.